Hello, beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. Match pacing, how we pace our matches, what we do to stay active, to constantly push, keep pressure on, and as I like to say always, being active. It's very, very important in high elos, and in lower elos, it's even more important almost, just not because you keep your pressure, you build your ultimates, but because it's so easy to use that to punish and win team fights even before they started. But the problem is, a lot of people, and especially in the, I would say, like the platinum and downrange, even diamond, and even some people in master, are struggling with how we pace our matches to different phases. And a lot of time, and a lot of fights, and you'll probably notice this, and this is why there's a lot of staggering and other stuff, is it's team fight, then whatever cleanup phase or whatever, which is more like a staggering, like what the fuck is this phase, and another team fight. So how normally matches should be pacing is in 3 stages. You can almost call it 4, but we'll stick to 3. There is your pre-fight phase. This is where you will do your setup. This is where you will do, so if you are a defending team and you just lost the point, you will set up at the next kind of choke area where you want to start the fighting. This doesn't mean you want a full engage, and this can mean just like stuff like, keeping your distance, poking, and so on. It's an attacker. This is also normally, where you will do your rotations. This is a step where a guy will like to set up, put their flankers in position to actually hit back lines and so on. And this is also where we claim space. And then last part is what a lot of people don't do in low elos. They will rather stay at their payload, or they'll say super far back. Like they'll be like way fucking back, like a Genji or something, or like a Zarya will be like 10 miles, way back, and not claiming any space, doing that the enemy team can easily then move up there, or the enemy team also then will not even claim the space that the attackers doesn't claim back, right? So they will be like, oh yeah, you gave us this space and we won't take it, you won't take it, so we'll just stand here and look at each other. Claiming space and so on, very important for engaging fights, for setting up and getting your advantages. Normally, most fights are won in the pre-fight phase, and this can be like 15 to 25 seconds, like half a minute can be burned in just a pre-fight in a proper match where you're trying to outplay each other, outposition each other, fighting for high ground control, doing rotations and so on. And then there, of course, is the team fight itself, and this can be like properly won in like 5 to 10 seconds. Like that's where the Widowmate gets 1 or 2 picks, where an ultimate got pop off like a fat shatter, right? Already then the fight is won. Okay, where team fights are incredibly fast. So in what you should be doing is that the pre-fight where you poke, so make sure that don't have resources, take your positioning, setting up your dives, claiming space, and putting yourself in a advantageous, is that the word, advantageous position, right? Because you have the advantage for the fight, is so much more important than the team fight itself, because that will give you a big fucking advantage in the team. Just making sure that the enemy team doesn't come in with full shield or all their abilities up or full health, to making sure that, okay, I was 80 on my Dragon Blade, but because I pushed up claim space, started poking, kiting, and focusing the tanks, I got my Dragon Blade. So now when the fight is starting, I already have Blade. I don't have to build it during the fucking team fight. And then in the end, you have your cleanup phase. And your cleanup phase is exactly what it sounds like. There's something that has a little bit to do with team aggression, but it is essentially pushing, people that are retreating, trying to get out, so they staggers. So we get those staggers, making sure that, for example, this is also where you would bully baby divas, poor fucking diva mains, right? Like sleeping and pushing and all that kind of stuff. And in my opinion, it's one of the most important things, is to know these kind of things and to constantly be active. It's why Overwatch, it's such a fun game for me, at least, because of the pacing. Like, I always have something to do. Team fight is done. Okay, I'm setting up, I'm pushing, claiming space. I'm looking for staggers, especially in like diamond, platinum, gold eras, right? Which I see when I private coach, and also when I play on my platinum or my diamond account or even my master account. You see a lot of time people pushing up without their tanks, people pushing up alone. Like if you got an early pick as Widowmaker, and then the team fight, concludes, you win the team fight, and you push aggressively, claim space, you can normally kill the guy that you killed in the beginning of the fight because he respawned. He's now moving back, setting up, because he doesn't think about the fact that you will of course claim space and try to see if you can spawn camp someone. And doing that allows so many fucking free kills. So many fights can be won in the pre-fight phase in low elos because people don't think, people are bad positioning, and you can get a lot of free kills and just snowballs. And you've probably been on the receiving end of this, where your team just continuously fucking gets staggered from the beginning of the fight to like the end. And it's frustrating to watch, and it's really irritating to play in, and that's something that you should be abusing in your games. And also something that should be done in higher elos, even if you play in Grandmaster level. I see a bunch of team that play with this like tier 3 mentality, where it's like, yeah, we push as one unit, and there's no off-angling, there's no form of pressuring, and there's no form of even proper rotation. They will be playing in these very like linear styles of playstyle, even in something like tier 3, which is like high open division and trials. Especially in like the higher ends of open division, you see teams not doing a proper pre-fight, doing that they will lose to better teams that actually do the proper pre-fights with proper rotation, proper taking space, making sure that the teams are low on resources as the fight happens, so they have such an advantageous position. It's so important. It was even more preferable back when dive was a thing, because setups were so important in dive. A little bit less in goats, but still very, very important, and especially for your solo queue experience. So that was a little bit talking about people being bots, not taking these pre-fights, really just being like team fight, a little bit of cleanup, team fight, a little bit of cleanup. Hopefully you guys can abuse this and take advantage of it by pushing aggressively. If you watch some of your favorite streamers or something like that, you will probably have seen them do this without even noticing it. So hopefully that, as always guys, drop it down in the comments so we can help each other out. Give a tip for someone down there that can hopefully help them rank up, that helped you rank up or improve at the game or video games in general, even the life advice if you have that. If you want to hire me as a private coach, it's €50 for a 2-hour session. Doesn't matter if you're bronze or top 100. Get a bot to me on our Discord server. It's linked down in the description, so just DM me there and we can set something off. You should join the Discord community in general. It's an awesome community with some amazing people. Together, my Twitch and my Twitter even is linked down in the description as well. And like and subscribe if you liked it. I love you guys very much. Please take care of yourselves. Stay positive. And as always, guys, my name is Jonal, and you guys take care of yourself and keep the enemy in your crosshair.